Yo, what is up guys, Delboy here. So as we know, Hughie Fury has recently signed to Matchroom Boxing and Eddie Hearn, and today there was a press conference to announce his next opponent. Hughie Fury will be taking on Alexander Povetkin on the undercard of Vasily Lomachenko versus Luke Campbell. First things first, this is a hell of a tough fight for Hughie Fury. If you followed this channel, you would realise or know that I'm not the biggest believer in Hughie Fury. He's certainly not my favourite fighter by any means. I don't really enjoy watching this guy fight, but, you know, credit where it's due. This is an extremely tough fight, and a lot of people didn't really expect Hughie Fury to fight somebody of this calibre on his Matchroom debut, so I will give Hughie Fury credit for taking this fight. But like I mentioned earlier, it's a hell of a tough fight, hell of a task at hand for Hughie Fury. I make him a significant underdog. The bookies also have Povetkin as a favourite. They have him at 4-9, whereas Hughie Fury is 13-8. I just really struggle to see how Hughie Fury can pull this one off, to be honest with you. I know you can look towards the fact that Povetkin is 40 years old. He's not the same fighter he once was. But in the Joshua fight, he still showed he had something left and that he was operating at a decent level. And if he's anything like that Povetkin who showed up that night, I believe Hughie Fury really does have his hands full. I just struggle to see a way how Hughie Fury wins this fight. First and foremost, I don't believe Hughie has the power to keep Povetkin honest, and I don't believe he's got the activity to keep Povetkin honest. As we know, Hughie Fury is a mover who likes to flick that jab out there, and he will try to outpoint you basically. He's a back foot fighter, and he very rarely lets his hands go and puts full force into his punches. Ultimately, I don't believe he will be able to deter Povetkin from applying pressure and walking him down. That's the first thing. I honestly don't believe Hughie Fury has the physicality, punching power and strength to deal with somebody like Alexander Povetkin. Secondly, people in the UK tend to massively overrate Hughie Fury. I get told he's a technician, a master boxer. Well, I don't see it. Now, Hughie Fury can be elusive. He's got good upper body movement, nice reaction time and quick feet and good footwork. He does have those things. Movement wise, Hughie Fury is decent, but in terms of punching, he's really average. A poor jab with no power. Sometimes he'll flick the jab and it's not even delivered in the correct manner. You go back to the Parker fight where the referee had to warn Hughie Fury to throw a jab properly. I kid you not. You know, poor punch technique from Hughie Fury, looping right hand that Stevie Wonder could see coming, and just a lack of offense in general. Hughie Fury's inside game is also non-existent. Ultimately, Hughie Fury's punch technique is awful. And, you know, for people to call this guy a technician, I'm not sure what you're really watching. Another thing about Hughie Fury, given his movement and elusiveness, he is good at really lowering the output of fights in terms of punches thrown. And very often, you know, you go back to that Parker fight where there's a lot of close rounds. And Hughie Fury, when there's a close round, he hasn't got the in-ring IQ to have a burst of activity to steal the round. He's so passive, he's so negative, and it has cost him. The Parker fight in particular, I felt Parker won that fight, but Hughie Fury really gave it away. To be honest with you, he really gave that fight away. He could have won that fight if he was more confident, if he threw more punches and was more active, but he was content to try to stink the joint out. And that's not going to work against Povetkin. And as for the technician side of things, people saying Hughie Fury is a technician, he's not a better technician than the Olympic gold medalist Alexander Povetkin. He's not. Are you telling me Hughie Fury is a better counter-puncher than Povetkin? Are you telling me Hughie Fury has better punch technique than Alexander Povetkin? Or that he's a better combination puncher? He's not. Povetkin's better at all of these things. He is the more experienced guy with a better amateur background. He's stronger, he hits harder, and he's a better technician. Povetkin is a massive favourite in this fight, and I honestly don't believe Hughie Fury has any chance to win this fight, barring any freak accident in the ring, like if Povetkin's leg falls off or something like that. But yeah, I don't see how Hughie Fury can win this fight. I fully expect Povetkin to win, and I think he will win fairly comfortably. Can he stop Hughie Fury? Potentially. Hughie Fury, to his credit, like I said earlier, he is elusive, and when he has got caught, he's always shown a good chin. So Hughie Fury will be hard to knock out. I will give him that credit, but I just don't see how he wins this fight. I believe Povetkin wins. I believe Povetkin wins fairly comfortably, and that's that. Hughie Fury might be able to mess Povetkin around for the first few rounds, with negativity and with excessive movement, with clinching. But Povetkin's going to do his work. He's going to land the cleaner shots. He's going to push Hughie Fury back, and he will win this fight. It's just a question of whether Hughie Fury can make the distance or not. We will see. But yeah, I do make Povetkin a big favourite. But, according to the response online, quite a few people are excited about this fight. So, listen, if you're looking forward to it, that's fair enough. I just don't really see this fight as being that competitive, and it could be a dull watch, Hughie Fury, as we know, not the most exciting fighter out there. So we'll see what happens. Share your thoughts below. Peace.